Absolutely insane. They're gonna think you're valiantly ugly. What are you running? Get out of here. You have to make them pay. You're ugly. Hell, crying. Kill them. Everyone you love.
You're listening to Potty Mouth Radio, the home of movies, music, television, and comedy. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Spooktober. How you doing, mate?
I'm very, very good.
So this month, as we mentioned last week, we decided we're going to dig into the spooky, and instead of just doing reviews, we're going to do top 10s. So a whole bunch of different themes. Ideally, for the rest of the month too, we might even look at having some guests on board. But being the first week of the month, we were a little bit slack. In fact, it was only, this morning that we said, okay, this is the topic we're going to do. So
Yep.
I'm curious how you went about making this list, because I have to be honest, I thought this would be a really easy one. And when I sat down to do it, it was much more of a struggle than I thought. And I really, too, there was a lot of like, does that count as a ghost movie? Or, what are we
literally,
considering
while I was
here?
waiting for you to log on just now, have swapped out my number 10 because I thought about it and went, it's not really a ghost movie. It's awesome and I love it, but it's kind of a cheat. So I flicked it out and put something else in.
And it's crazy because when we said this topic, I nearly went back to you and said, should we break it down further? Like, should we just do like haunted house movies? And then as I was making the list, I was like, no, thank God we kept it broad, because I did struggle coming up with the 10. If this was going to be top 5, I think it would have been really easy for me. But coming up with 10, I did find this tricky. Were you a bit the same?
Initially, when I sort of put pen to paper, I was, as I started sort of looking at a couple of lists and going back through my letterboxd and stuff, I was like, oh, no, fuck, there's quite a lot of these. There's quite a lot that I don't think deserve to be in the top 10. But I did have to, like, I set myself a few rules. Like, I've left out anything that I've had on a list previously or that we've talked about.
Yeah, okay. So anything we've reviewed or like...
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, anything we've reviewed, anything that I've had in a top 10 or a top 5 or anything like that, I've left them out. So partly because I just thought it'd be a bit more interesting episode than me just repeating stuff I've already said before.
Yeah. Because I was worried that we would have plenty of crossover for this episode, but you don't think that'll be the case? You think you've gone...
I would put money that there is no crossovers in our 10. Not a single one.
I feel like there's at least one.
There might be one.
Okay. Now, my other question to you is that you and I are sometimes very slack in terms of ordering lists. And with the playlist episodes, it is because we can't have crossover. So, you kind of pick what you can. With this, are yours in an order? Are you going from 10 to 1?
It's partly done on how much I like them, partly on how good I think they are. So my top two or three are what I genuinely think are like 5 out of 5 classics, as well as the fact that I really like them. And also how kind of important the ghost bit is to it. So I've got some where there's definitely ghosts in there, but there's kind of other evil shit too, and the ghosts may not be kind of the most important part. And there's one notable film which I had up until 2 films that I had right up until the last minute that I ruled out, because one of them you think it's a ghost all the way through and then you find out it's not. So it's kind of the film is structured as a ghost movie.
Yeah,
but
okay.
it's
so that might
misdirect.
be one that we initially had as a crossover. I guess we'll see.
There's one that has quite a few ghosts in the film, but the main kind of malevolent force is not a ghost. It's more of a kind of a demon thing. Otherwise, that particular film would have been very high up my list.
Nice. Yeah, mine is also ordered. And you know what? At the end of this episode, we're going to pick our topic for next week so that we know what it is. And so we can get it out there on the list of community for people to give their feedback.
Apologies to everyone on Facebook who's probably going to be sending in their thoughts in the next few days. Because it was
our fault.
I put that up about half an hour ago. So we'll shout you all out next episode.
Yeah. All right. Well, why don't you kick us off with your number 10 then?
All right. So this was 11 or 12, but I swapped it in. It's a film from 1982 called The Entity.
Excellent. Great film. This very nearly made my list. So,
well, cool.
So I think there's a good chance that we, are possibly close to crossover. Yeah, great movie. Great movie.
It's kind of forgotten. If Scorsese didn't keep shouting it out as one of the scariest movies of all time and better than The Shining.
It did very much get overshadowed by,
Yeah, well, 82. What was that? Was that the year of... Was Poltergeist that year? What year's Poltergeist?
Well, I don't want to say the name of that movie just in case it makes a list. But yes, it was, and it's also
I think it's the year of E.T. as well. So kind of
and
everything else got overshadowed.
It's also obviously not that long, really, after The Exorcist as well. So,
and it's I think it kind of suffered a little at the time because it's kind of like Rosemary's Baby to a little bit, or something like Irreversible. It deals with kind of sexual violence,
yes,
albeit by supernatural.
I think the other thing that the movie suffered from is that it very heavily implies that it's based on a true story, and sometimes that works in a movie's favor, and sometimes it makes people go, "Oh, come off it."
Fuck you, Warrens. But I mean, it's a really well. I mean, Sidney J. Furie doesn't have a fantastic filmography. I think this is by far the best thing he ever directed. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's Superman 4: The Quest for Peace, which really should get him relegated to movie hell. But this is a incredibly well-directed film, and the acting, but Barbara Hershey in particular, is it's a career high for her, and she's a really good actress.
Yeah.
It's genuinely unsettling watch in parts, but I'm glad that I kind of ruled out the kind of more well-known one that was my number 10, because I think this is one that is kind of forgotten, and when I edit this, I'll probably edit in the trailers for all these things if they're available,
good idea.
People can get a sense of the feel, which is a little hard to convey while we're talking about them. But The Entity, my number 10.
Perfect. Good film. Just missed out on my list, but was in my short list.
Hey, wake up, everybody. It's a gorgeous day. Gorgeous day. Come here.
20th Century Fox presents the story of Carla Moran.
Okay, now look.
The most extraordinary case in the history of psychic research.
Everything broke loose. It went crazy, and everything was shaking. The bed was shaking, and the walls were shaking. And
like an earthquake.
No, it wasn't like an earthquake. It was much stronger than any earthquake. Oh, wait a minute. Honey, I don't really understand this. You were attacked? Come here. Or you weren't? It happened. I was raped.
You were raped by whom?
I don't know. There was no one there.
A team of experts will investigate her life.
Why does he attack you, Carla? Not anyone else.
Why is she going to such lengths to support this delusion?
And they will find more than evidence. They will find the entity.
My number 10 is also a film that I feel is a bit forgotten and maybe a little bit poorly maligned. It's not like it's, got super, super negative ratings or anything. You're around the 70s on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's not bad.
65 on Metacritic, 6.8 on IMDb. But I feel like this movie was forgotten fairly quickly, and it's kind of lumped down the bottom of Stephen King adaptations. Ooh. And I'm talking about 2007's 1408.
Honourable mention. Yep.
Which
would have been in mine, but I think I mentioned it as an honourable mention when we did our top King adaptation. So I went, there's an excuse to rule that out.
Yeah. I mean, I'm obviously a huge John Cusack fan, and he really, really dominates this film. He carries this film.
It's almost a one-hander, really.
100%. It's a very, very claustrophobic film. It's really single location, And King has dealt with haunted hotels in the past in another film which may or may not come up on this list. It sounds like maybe not on yours because it's too obvious. But this is such a different take on it because that's a really kind of broad, vast, large location and a really large kind of epic story. And this is really, really small. And what I love about this film is it kind of blends the ghostliness with the psychological stuff.
Well,
like,
'cause
what is
from
actually
memory,
going on?
I haven't seen it in a while, but one, he's a kind of a debunker, isn't he? Isn't he a journalist
yes.
who debunks this shit? And he's
That's
gone to
exactly
this
right.
haunted
Yes.
room to
So he
essentially
specifically
disprove
goes to this haunted location knowing it's haunted.
But he's got bucket loads of his own personal back trauma, which all kind of comes to hit home. I mean, if you're going to pick a Stephen King adaptation with John Cusack and Samuel L. Jackson in it, this is the one to pick. Don't pick Cell, because Cell's a big pile of ass. Pick this one, because it's really good.
Yeah. So there you go. So that's my number 10. If you haven't seen 1408, which I feel like a lot of people haven't, I feel like it wasn't very widely seen. But I enjoy this movie quite a bit. In fact, it's on my list to rewatch this Halloween season. So.
Yeah, I was literally thinking that when I shouted it out when we did the Life of Chuck and the King adaptations, that I remember really thinking that was quite creepy and good.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're staying right here with us.
Daddy. Everyone dies.
When Mike Enslin lost his daughter, the afterlife became his obsession.
You probably want to hear all about our haunted history.
But after years of searching, he no longer believes.
So you're saying there's no such thing as ghosts?
I'm saying I've never seen one. Nothing would make me happier than to experience a paranormal event.
Gerald Olin, manager of the Dolphin.
If I can just get the key to 1408.
In the 95 years of the hotel's existence, there have been 56 deaths in 1408.
56.
No one's ever lasted more than an hour. The first victims to Kevin O'Malley.
Cut his own throat.
Do not stay in that room.
This is it. Hotel rooms are a naturally creepy place. It does have the vague air of menace. Nobody lasts more than an hour. You're gonna have to try harder, Olin! It's not that what I'm seeing is not real. It just ain't as real as it seems. Holy. Get a hold of yourself. O'Malley.
Based on a story by Stephen King.
Did you call the cops?
They're in 1408. The room's empty.
I'm gonna die.
I warned you about 1408.
Daddy. Don't you love me anymore?
You're number 9.
All right. I'm going back to 1964. And I am traveling to Japan, and I am shouting out Kwaidan.
Right. I have not seen this film.
It is an anthology. From memory, there's 4 ghost stories in it, all adapted from kind of famous Japanese folklore. I believe it got the jury prize at Cannes. And it was nominated for best foreign film. So at the time it was quite beloved and well thought of. But it is one of the most beautiful films I think I've ever seen. It's a visual smorgasbord. It's each of the 4 kind of chapters or tales have a very different feel to them. But it's got some amazing imagery in it. It's a gorgeous film. I think you would love it. From a
nice
kind of
what's it called again?
Kwaidan, Kwaidan. I think. I don't think it's En. I think it's An at the end. But it's beautiful, beautiful film.
Yeah, cool.
It's partly because it's Japanese, so there is that kind of slight cultural disconnect that some of the creepiness I think lasts better given the age of the film than it probably would have if it was a Western film from that era.
Being from the 60s too, I'm assuming that it's not actually, like, it's not all that scary. Like, is this one that I could put on the list for Noosk to check out?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
She's been getting
she would love,
actually.
She would love the theatricality because a lot of it feels with the costume and costuming and the set design.
Yeah, cool.
Because of the era, a lot of it's kind of done on stage rather than location and things. So she will, I think, really appreciate the theatricality of the production.
Awesome, nice.
But it's a beautiful, beautiful film.
My number 9 is the most recent film on my list, and it's one that I do think was a little bit overhyped at the time, but I do think that it is a very good film, and it's an Australian film. I'm going with 2023's Talk to Me.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting film, of course. It's all an allegory for, recreational drug use and partying and stuff. This group of teens have this kind of magic hand that they're able to use to communicate with ghosts. And, throughout the film, the lines kind of get blurred between, what is ghostly and what is not. And I do think the film was overhyped. There was a lot of talk at the time about it being, the best horror film in years and the scariest film.
Their newer film, which I haven't got to yet, is better.
I think it is better, which did not get anywhere near as much praise. I feel like that's really underseen. But I do think that in terms of a ghostly film, I think that this is a really good one. And it really... it digs deep into grief and addiction and possession and all that stuff.
The
in
addiction
a really
side
modern...
of it, I think, kind of didn't get talked about. It to me, and obviously it seems like to you as well, it was such an obvious allegory through the whole film. Because there is no logical reason why anyone would touch this fucking thing with a barge pole.
Yes. Yeah.
If you see someone do this and what happens, no one else would do it. But that's like seeing someone take heroin.
Yeah.
And knowing what happens. And you think logically, well, why would you fucking touch it? It might be fun for 3 seconds, but, it can give you a pretty jippy tummy after that. And yet they keep doing it.
Yeah.
No matter how bad it gets. So, yeah.
You busy tonight?
You want to turn, eh?
My mum leaves at 9.
So you're 10.
So where'd you get it from anyway?
Apparently it was the hand of someone who could connect with the dead.
I heard it was the hand of a Satanist. The other hand's just out there.
White people shit, man, I tell you.
All right, let's do this! You know the drill. Say, talk to me.
Talk to me.
Haley, fucking stop it, he's choking!
83 seconds, get it off him!
What the hell?
What if we open the door but we didn't shut it?
Delete it. Delete it, come on!
The spirits. They followed us. We have to do something. You want to do it again? They're not gonna stop.
What was it?
What? I don't know!
I let you in. I let you in.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so that's my number 9. So over to you for 8.
Good one. 8A. All right, going back to 2011. You know what a Ty West fan I am. I'm going with the Innkeepers, which I think is kind of people kind of forget about now. It's all about the X trilogy.
Really good film. This is it didn't make my final list, but it is in my short list, and it is again. It's one that's on my list to rewatch this Halloween season. So
I had forgotten about it, and I didn't have it in my short list. And then our dear friend Drew Hallam posted up that he was, because he's doing a horror movie every day of October, as he does.
Yep.
And this was
in
the
fact,
one he put up today.
Last year he did 100 days like leading up to Halloween. So
so he reminded me it is one I need to get back. I don't think I've seen it since 2011, to be honest. But creepy hotel,
real kind of classic ghost story.
This young guy and girl are at this hotel, which is largely deserted from memory, but there's been deaths. A woman had hanged herself there, and haunted hotel-y stuff happens. But I remember Ty West is such a, he knows his way around a camera and constructing a film, particularly a horror film. So I need to rewatch it, but I can distinctly remember moments and scenes, and it was creepy as fuck.
Nice.
Yeah, Innkeepers.
Do you know the story of Madeline O'Malley? She was the woman that died here in the hotel. She hung herself after her fiancé stood her up on their wedding day. And ever since then, people have reported seeing the ghost of Madeline O'Malley roaming the hallways waiting for her lover. Some say she's even looking to take up a new one. This is our last weekend open, so we've got to find some proof that Madeline O'Malley really exists before this place closes down.
I have my microphone so we can make do with EVP investigations.
Yes, I'd like a room for the night.
Since the hotel is practically empty, we might have a good chance of making some real contact.
What was that?
Did you hear that?
Hang on.
You want to communicate with the spirits in this hotel? I can help you do that.
What do they want?
To live. You mustn't go down into the basement.
Lazy days and moonlit nights. Lazy days when we rise on. Dreaming of you.
My number 8 is one that, if I was doing this list based purely on how much I enjoy the films, it would be higher. But I am factoring in, their actual cinematic quality and everything. And this is probably the least well-received film on my list. It's a 2000 film, 47% on Rotten Tomatoes, 6.6 on IMDb. Michelle Pfeiffer, Harrison Ford, both giving great performances.
This is not a bad
It
film
is
by
What
any
Lies
stretch.
Beneath.
Yeah,
Which I think of this film as like Nancy Myers. If Nancy Myers was to do a horror film, because most of it's, it's all set in this really beautiful house. And, Michelle Pfeiffer and Harrison Ford have this kind of marriage that's falling apart. She suspects he's cheating, and then she starts seeing this ghostly woman and trying to like put things together. It's a fairly long film. But it has some great twists. It's got some great scares. It's not like edge of your seat scary, this film, or anything. It's more a film of atmosphere. But I think that I just think it's a lot of fun. I just really like this film.
I don't think I've seen it since then. I remember thinking it was very good and also finding it quite scary. But I remember there was from memory, it got quite a lot of attention because you don't expect Harrison Ford and Michelle Pfeiffer to be in a horror film.
Yeah.
And I am positive that Ryan Murphy and what's his name, Brad Falchuk, were influenced by that for the first season of American Horror Story, Horror House or whatever it was called, because that's the dad's mistress ghost coming back and his infidelity coming to light. There's so many similarities in the plot of those two things. So I hadn't even thought about that. It didn't even come up in when I was going through Letterboxd or anything.
There you go. That's my number 8. What Lies Beneath.
So many things going on my October rewatch list. Love it.
She's awake.
We'll be quick
and
quiet.
I don't want to be either.
We're gonna miss you so much.
I'll come back all the time.
All the time? Did a great job. She's a good kid.
We did.
What are they doing next door?
I guess the neighbors are making up.
Leave it open.
Think we can take them?
It's worth a try.
Just us now.
5, 6, 4. I heard noises. I didn't want to disturb you, but at the house, I was scared.
Claire's hearing things. What are you hearing?
Voices, whispering. A picture fell. Missing girl. Do you remember this?
No.
I stopped at this cafe to get a coffee and I see Norman, but he wasn't alone.
Look at this. Doesn't that look exactly like a face? And there's a hand, see it?
Someone who's very close to me seems to be in contact with some kind of entity or spirit.
There's a ghost in my house.
Any idea what she wants?
She said... Did you know her?
I had an affair with her. She came out here to the house, threatened to kill herself.
Get out!
We can put this behind us. Our life can go on. It's not too late.
You had an affair with a girl who killed herself, and now she's trying to hurt you.
What does she look like?
She looked like me, only she had green eyes.
Stop!
Hello, Dr. Spencer.
You're not yourself today, are you?
No, I'm not. I think she's starting to suspect something.
Ooh.
Your wife.
Alrighty. Because I kept myself to films and not TV, I was limited in what Mike Flanagan I was able to draw on, or we would have had at least 2 miniseries on this list. But I one which absolutely fits the bill was when he was given the reins to a franchise that was a pile of dog shit. The first film is absolute rubbish, and he managed to come along and produce something that's genuinely really good. And I'm talking about Ouija, Origin of Evil.
Right. I've not seen this one.
probably put off by the fact that Ouija was.
Yeah, I have
shit.
seen the first Ouija and I did not continue.
No,
I did not know
it
that
was
the second
fucked.
one was Mike Flanagan. Did he write and direct?
I believe so. Certainly directed,
Interesting.
and it's his normal stable. His wife's obviously in there. You've got kids that would crop up in the miniseries. You've got Henry Thomas. You've got all that sort of thing. It concerns a mum who's got 2 daughters. She is a fake medium, so she's got her front room set up, all looking all gypsy and spooky, and a table that's got mechanisms that make it shake and shudder, and all of the tricks. And the young girls help her with her chicanery, and she gets people in. She pretends to talk to whatever. Her husband, the girl's dad, is passed away from memory, and the girls find an old sort of Ouija board game in the attic or something, as you do, and the young girl thinks that she can use it to talk to the dad, and what she thinks is the dad ain't the dad, and it sort of goes from there. But it's genuinely scary. You can see kind of a lot of the tips and tricks and things that would later he would later take to things like Hill House and Bly Manor and Midnight Mass and so on.
Yeah, nice. So this was fairly early in his career?
I think this was... So he had Absentia. This could have been his second film after Absentia. I think so. Yeah, unless there's a film of his that I'm forgetting. I think this was... Yeah, I think it was his, which is what, like Fincher doing Alien 3, it was, you do your low budget thing that puts you on the map, and then you kind of get given an existing franchise to before they let you do your own thing. And if you do well enough with that, then you get to do your own thing.
Yeah, nice.
Let's begin. We invite you into our circle.
If that's you, give us a sign.
This is a scam.
We do not attack the clients. We help people. We give them closure.
You are so weird.
Does she have a lot of problems?
It's nothing too concerning.
What's this?
A Ouija board for work. Spirit, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Who are you talking to?
What? Daddy. Are you there? Who are you?
Your sister's taking you to school today.
I don't want to go! I want to stay here and talk to my friends.
What friends?
I'll show you. Are you here?
Something is happening that we can't understand.
I'm concerned about your girl.
What's this about, Father?
What are you doing? I'm not doing it.
The spirit world is dangerous.
They were watching us all those years.
By using the board, you've opened up a portal.
Want to hear something cool?
Sure.
Do you know what it feels like to be strangled to death? First, you feel the pressure in your throat. And you start to taste something very sour in your mouth. Then, it's like someone lights a match right in the middle of your chest. And that fire grows. It fills your lungs and your throat and all the way behind your eyes. And the last thing you feel is cold. Good night, Romeo. It's just a game.
Nice. All right. My number 7 is a classic, which is really here to me because of what it did for the haunted house genre more than how good the film actually is. Because as much as I do enjoy this film. I rewatched it a couple of years ago when I was a guest on the Scaredy Boys podcast, and I picked this film because I was like, I love this film. And then on rewatch, I was like, oh, wow, okay, this actually does not hold up very well.
Are we talking Margot Kidder?
We are. The film is 1979's The Amityville Horror. Now, Margot Kidder, like, good Lord, talk about an attractive woman. In that film, she is insane. And she turns in a fantastic performance as well. But like, this movie really, really defined the template for kind of domestic, household, haunted possession films for, I mean, half a century to come.
This is one of the kind of 1970s holy trinity of franchises that then went on and got driven into the dirt.
I think we're now into about 60 Amityville films.
Yeah, Amityville, The Omen, and The Exorcist.
Yes.
And in all cases, pretty much, the first ones are the best. I mean, I don't think either The Omen or Amityville are anywhere in the same ilk as Exorcist.
No.
But yeah, all of those franchises got slowly driven down into the ground.
Yes, yeah. But I do think that this film, even though, look, it's not scary watching it today, I definitely think it's still worth watching if you've never seen this film.
Who's the husband? Is it Mr. Streisand?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
I haven't seen this in decades.
It's 100% worth watching if you've never seen it or if you haven't seen it in a long time, because it really did do so much for the genre. And there are so many pop culture things. Like, if you think of the first Simpsons Treehouse of Horror, if you think of Simpsons Treehouse of Horror, chances are you think of that Amityville Horror spoof where, you know, the walls are bleeding and Gert out.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy references it in Delirious. It's so in
the house says get out. You get the fuck out.
Yeah. So shame we can't stay, honey.
But there's so many iconic moments in the film.
If Amityville hadn't been made, would we have other franchises that may get mentioned now? Because that particular Ed and Lorraine Warren would probably not still have been kind of that film really, and that book, even though the author of the book has come out and said the entire thing was a hoax, admitted by the family in the house. But that really kind of put them on the map, and without that, potentially James Wan or whoever may have never heard of them.
Yeah. Yeah, so there you go. So that is my number 7.
It's the kind of house they don't build anymore. A relic of a time when the world wasn't in such a hurry, when there was still time for a little charm and elegance. It has stood empty for a long while, and at the price, it is a bargain. For a growing young family, it is almost too good to be true.
What do you think?
I love it.
James Brolin, Margot Kidder, Rod Steiger in the Amityville Horror.
God's peace in this house.
Hello, Kathy. Father Delaney, there's something very important.
Mommy, I want to go home.
What do you want from us?
What's all going on? We have to do something.
I'm coming apart! Oh, Mother of God, I'm coming apart!
28 days after the Lutz family moved into their dream house, they were running for their lives. What happened to them is an experience in terror you will never forget. and you will believe in the Amityville Horror. From the best-selling book that made millions believe in the unbelievable, the Amityville Horror.
Could not be more different. I am going to Hong Kong, and I'm going to 1987, and I'm going with Choi Hark's A Chinese Ghost Story.
Chinese Ghost Story, yep. Another one that very nearly made my list, but just missed out. But
I love this trilogy. I love it. The first one is the best by a considerable margin, but I do really like number 2. 3 is quite different. You've got almost none of the cast. I think the cast are all totally different, and it's not a sequel really. It's just got the name, but it is so much fun. So much fun. You've got Wu Ma in there, not only kicking ass, but rapping as a rapping Taoist monk. You've got demons, you've got ghosts, you've got Joey Wang being gorgeous and ethereal with flowing bits of white cloth, and you've got wuxia, wire work. You've got, this movie's got it all.
Yeah. Yeah. If anyone listening hasn't seen it, go check it out. As I said, it very, very narrowly missed my list.
人生路，美夢似路長，路裏風霜撲面光，紅塵裏美夢有幾多方向？
又想利用我殺小倩啊？冇錯，最近佢哋對我好不廉，睇嚟我哋都係正邪不能兩立。呢隻妖怪嘅法力好高強，咁樣你鬥唔鬥得贏佢㗎？
My number 6 is the one that I feel like this has got to be a crossover. I feel like you might have thought that maybe this slipped under the radar. I don't know. I'm going with a John Carpenter film from 1980, and I'm going with The Fog. No, not on your list.
Not on my list.
Okay.
Nice to see Jamie Lee Curtis, isn't it? Is she in The Fog?
I don't think so. Let me check. It's been a long time since I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is.
Jamie Lee
it's
Curtis
that year where she's in she was in like prom. I think it was Prom Night, The Fog, and Drew Hallam's going to be kicking his screen. And I can't think of what the third one is, but she was in like 3 horror movies in 1 year or something, and that was where she kind of cemented her scream queen status. But yeah, I have very little memory of this at all, other than there's a fog, and I think ghosts come out of the fog or something.
Yeah, the ghosts of sailors who have come to seek revenge on this small coastal town. And I think that this is, and maybe it's just because, you think of John Carpenter's filmography, and obviously there's
I kind of
so
forget
many
that
films
even
of. That's right.
He did it.
And I think it is easy to kind of forget this film. But again, it's a lot of fun. It's really, really, really well made.
Did he do the score? Has it got a Carpenter score on it?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. And of course, it's, really moody and atmospheric, like this small coastal town. The fog, it's so cinematic and everything. The lighting and the fog effects. It's just, I just think it's a really, really fun, interesting film. And it's just this classic old-fashioned ghost tale. Like there's no real twists or turns in this film. It's just, it does what it says on the tin, and it's a lot of fun. So there you go. That's my number 6.
Revisit it.
$11:55, almost midnight. Enough time for one more story. 5 minutes. It'll be the 21st of April. It is told by the fishermen and their fathers and grandfathers that when the fog returns to Antonio Bay, the men at the bottom of the sea rise up.
What year was that?
1980.
80. Oh well, I'm not too far away. I'm in 1981 with my number 5.
Okay.
And I'm going with Lucio Fulci's The Beyond.
Okay, I've not seen this film.
Oh, you need to see this. As far as I'm concerned, it's Lucio Fulci's masterpiece. I rate it above any of his zombie films, anything else. It was one that I was sort of umming and erring because it's sort of about a doorway to hell, and there's, reanimated, there's some zombie-ish type stuff. But at the end of the day, at the core of the film, there are ghosts of the departed. So I thought, it's a chance to shout it out. And it's Fulci, so you've got some awesome practical effects in there, eyes being popped out of sockets and blood and crucifixions and all sorts of cool stuff. But it's got some of the all-time great tropes as well. So you've got the main woman. I can't remember the cast. They're not nobodies. They're up, but I'm blanking on names. But she encounters this blind woman who has sort of a bit of ESP or whatever, and it can sort of provides warnings. And later on, where she's talking to the male lead and saying, but the blind woman told me, and he says, what blind woman? She said, the blind woman that lives down in the house across the road. And he drops the immortal, that house has been abandoned for 50 years.
Of course, yeah.
It's so
Classic.
good. So good. No, you'd really dig The Beyond. It's just Italian horror excess from start to finish.
Yeah, nice.
You are Liza, aren't you?
Yes.
My name is Emily. I've been looking for you. Go back to where you came from and hurry. Leave this place. "60 years ago, everybody in this hotel disappeared. Every last person. A painter called Zweig, who lived here, closeted in his room, had found a key.
Tell me, with all those accidents, you think you'll give it up now?
I couldn't do that if I wanted to. Well, I won't give in. Who else is here? There's nobody here. I can feel a presence. Somebody else is in here. Oh, some weird story that Emily told me about room 36.
Emily? Who's Emily?
The blind girl that lives in the old house by the crossroads.
Crossroads.
Yes!
That house has been abandoned for the last 50 years.
But that's not true. It's not possible. I was there. This house was constructed on one of the... Woe be unto him who opens one of the 7 gateways to hell. Because through that gateway, evil will invade the world.
All right. Well, my number 5, we're sticking within a 1 year period because I'm in 1980. And there are a lot of people who would say that this should be number 1 on a list like this. We're back to...
Is it not number 1 because the lead actor is miscast?
Okay, yep. So you clearly agree with me and you clearly know what film it is. Yes, it is The Shining. It is the other Stephen King haunted hotel, which I am very much on Stephen King's side that this movie is nowhere near as good as the book. And the sole reason for that is Jack Nicholson. Now, don't get me wrong, Jack Nicholson's a great actor, but the novel is really about this man's descent into madness through this haunted hotel. And the problem with Jack Nicholson is that he's mad from the beginning. He starts at 11, he gets to a 15 real quick. You do not feel that descent into madness. It's still a really, really good film. It's just a very different film. It's a very different story.
As you're aware, I think that the sequel film is actually superior. However, it's not in my top 10, even though in terms of how much I love it, it would probably be in the top 2 or 3 because the ghosts are not central.
Yes, that's right.
The bad guys are not ghosts, whereas in The Shining, the ghosts are the presence.
Yes.
And I think if you ignore the source, if you've not read the source material...
But yeah, then
it's a phenomenal film.
100%. And it is a very, very good film. You know, things like the score for this film is so incredible. Like the cinematography is brilliant. The screenplay is fantastic. It's just very different. And so if you are a fan of the source material, it is hard to separate that.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's why for me this is number 5. But if anyone out there thinks that this should be number 1 on this list, I have no beef with that.
No.
But for me, the 4 films I have higher than this are better, even though I'm sure that I'm going to get kicked in the shins on social media for what comes after. Because I know
we're not saying these are the best 10. These are our favourite 10.
Yeah,
and in my case, not even my favourite 10. They're just my favourite 10 that I haven't talked about before and that I thought would be interesting to talk about.
Yeah.
So try and argue with that.
Red rum.
All right, so over to you for your number 5.
No, 4 for me because I started.
Oh, yes, of course, yes.
So, what can I say? Number 1 Flanistan right here. We're back with Mike Flanagan, but not with the aforementioned sequel to the one you just spoke about. I am going with, I believe, in fact, the film that he made directly after We Are Origins of Evil. I'm going with Oculus.
Yes, okay.
This is another one better haunted mirror film than Conjuring Last Rites.
So this is another one that I actually have not seen. And when I was researching, I saw this pop up on so many lists, and I was like, okay, I need to get to this.
So fucking good.
Yeah, to be honest, as much as you rave about it, my Flanagan experience is definitely lower. Like, I haven't seen a great deal of his films, and I need to remedy that.
Done like Haunting of Hill House and Bly Manor and Midnight Mass?
I actually haven't yet. No, I'm really keen to, but I just have not got around to them.
Listeners and viewers, next week we're not doing what we said we were going to do. We're going to do another required viewing where I'm going to make Billy watch some shit. I mean, obviously it's about a scary ass haunted mirror that looks as evil as fuck. Why you would have it in a house? It looks more evil than that evil looking mirror in Conjuring Last Rites. However, Karen Gillan and her brother, played by Brendan Thwaites.
Love Karen Gillan.
And we sort of get there. Sort of 2/3 of the film is them in the present day. He has been in a head hospital for some years since some horrible shit happened when they were kids, that involving their parents and supernatural shit and dad killing mum and stuff like that. And he's just released. She picks him up and announces that, I'm glad that you're well again. I found the mirror and now we need to go and destroy it and dredge up all that shit that you've just spent the last 10 years kind of getting over. And she's got all these plans in place about how scientific things. She said, they get the mirror into the house. They set up cameras and heat sensors and all sorts of stuff to try and kind of document what they're doing. And it sort of goes from there. And you get repeated flashbacks to what happened as a kid that sort of slowly piece together what the story is with their parents, what happened to them, what the story is with the mirror. The ending is phenomenal. You've got to see this. This is so I've seen it probably 4 or 5 times. Every time I see it, and I haven't updated my letterbox. I think I've still got it at 3.5. I would have this at 4.5 easy now.
Nice.
Every time I see it, I appreciate the construction of the film and the way it's directed even more. I love it.
Hello again. You must be hungry.
Tim is a healthy adult who represents no danger to himself or anyone else, and I believe he should be discharged.
Hey, little brother.
I found it.
What do you mean?
We only have a few days.
A few days for what?
To keep our promise and kill it.
My name is Kaylee Ann Russell. The purpose of today's experiment is to prove that the object behind me is responsible for at least 45 deaths in the 4 centuries of its recorded existence.
We got a new home, so we get new furniture.
It's a bit ostentatious, though, don't you think?
Hey, Dad, who's that lady in your office today?
What lady? We were just kids. We made up a scary story so we wouldn't have to accept the fact that our father was a sick man who killed our...
Mom?
Why don't we just end it right now and smash the damn thing?
First, I intend to prove that the people I've just described were victims of the supernatural force that resides in that mirror.
You want to redeem the family name?
You promised me you'd never forget what really happened.
I was 10 years old.
Daddy?
Tim.
Snap out of it!
It's not real. Oh my God.
Nice. All right, my number 4 is probably another unexpected one. Although it was really well received at the time.
This is your 5, yeah?
Number 4.
Should be your... No, sorry. I'm wrong. You're right. Yeah. Ignore me. I looked at the wrong thing. Yeah.
Even though this film was really well received at the time, I feel like it has just completely fallen off people's radars and it hasn't kind of stuck in the zeitgeist. Mm-hmm. It's a period piece. It's a really classic ghost story for the most part until there is quite a big twist at the end. It is 2001's The Others. Are you a fan of this film?
It's I hadn't watched it at all forever. Because it's got Nicole Kidman, who I can't abide. I think she's a terrible actress.
Yeah, but it's when she was good. I rewatched this the other night and I forgot how pretty 2001 Nicole Kidman was.
No, that's just not true. She's not attractive in the slightest. But
no.
she is good in this, and it is very good. I ended up watching it because I think they were... might have been Ayla. They were doing it at school. They were reading it or they were watching something, and she wanted to watch it. And so we put it on. I don't think she made it more than a third of the way through, and then went, "No, fuck this shit." But
it's a really atmospheric film, and especially
it's the best Kidman's ever been, and she's never been that good again.
Yeah, and the whole plot of the film obviously lends to the atmosphere of it. It's in this old mansion in, I think it's the early it's like 1950 because it's just after World War II, like 1945, around then. And her children are photosensitive to light. So, they've got to keep all the curtains closed all the time, which just adds to this kind of creepy atmosphere. She's clearly not right from the start of the film. There's something very weird about her and her kids. And the plot kind of unfolds as she believes her house is haunted. And, her youngest daughter is, able to communicate with the ghosts and stuff. And look, it's a film from 2001. I still kind of don't want to spoil exactly what happens because if you haven't seen this film, the twist is kind of...
I'm going to edit this out so it's not in the episode. But is the thing that... You describing that has just made me think of something that would have been in my list, and I might in fact swap out one of the ones I've got and put this in, but I can't remember what it's called now.
So if you haven't seen The Others, I don't want to give spoilers, but I think it's definitely worth a watch. And I mean, it was really, really well received at the time. We're talking like, Rotten Tomato scores in the high 80s, 90s, I think. But yeah, I feel like it's just kind of fallen off the radar a bit. So
there is something in this house. Something which is not at rest. Almost a week ago, the servants disappeared.
You mean they just vanished?
Did you really see a ghost?
You're lying!
I am not!
Sometimes the world of the dead gets mixed up with the world of the living.
What do you want? Children! Leave us in peace!
Where is my daughter?
There you go. That's my number 4. Over to you for the top 3.
All right. I was going to swap one out because you talking about The Others made me think of something, but I'm looking at my top 3 and I can't really justify it, so I'll just give it in as an honourable mention. My number 3 is a film from 1961 called The Innocents.
Okay, this is another one that I saw pop up on people's lists online, but I haven't personally seen.
It's directed by Jack Clayton with Deborah Carr, Peter Wingard, I think Michael Redgrave's in there maybe. It's based on Henry James' novella The Turn of the Screw, which is what was the main component, along with other various Henry James things, in Mike Flanagan's Haunting of Bly Manor. Obviously, Hill House was Shirley Jackson's books. Haunting of Bly Manor was based on Henry James and predominantly on Turner's script. So this was the kind of original version just of that story. Deborah Carr's a governess who gets a job at this old house with these two kids that she has to look after, and it's just her, the kind of housekeeper lady, and these two creepy-ass fucking kids. And then she starts seeing other figures, and she's asking, is there anyone else who lives here? No. She's and gradually starts to, ghostly shenanigans happen.
Yeah.
The kids are involved somehow. I won't spoil it for a 1898 novella that's been made in various iterations several times. But if you've seen Haunting of Bly Manor, you kind of know the basic premise anyway. But Clayton's direction of it is such a gorgeous looking film, black and white, but just the shadow play, you'd love it because it's
nice.
Heavily influenced by your German expressionists in terms of the shadow play and silhouettes and camera angles and things like that. But really good gothic, old school ghost story.
Nice.
Children, have they had a governess before?
Unfortunately, she died. And I've only now been able to seek a replacement.
I'll do everything I can to keep the children happy. Isn't your name Flora? I'm Miss Giddens.
Yes, I know. You're my new governess. We will have fun together, won't we?
Yes, we will, dear.
Promise now, you won't go away.
I expect to be here for a very long time.
Remember, whatever happens, you must handle it alone.
Mrs. Gross, is there anyone living here that I don't know about?
Living here?
Not 2 minutes ago, I saw a man standing exactly here.
I expect you imagined it.
Peter Quint, the master's valet.
But you said...
Yes, miss, you see, he's dead.
Dead. We must try to learn what it is these horrors want. The answer must lie in the past.
You must remember it's a secret.
The children are possessed. From now on, we must never let them out of our sight. Have you told me everything?
We lay, my love and I, beneath the weeping willow, but now alone I lie, oh willow I die, oh willow I die.
All I want to do is save the children.
All right, my number 3 is where I really start to piss people off, given that this is higher than The Shining, because I am going with 2002's The Ring. That's right, the American remake, not the Japanese Ringu, which I also think is very good, but this is one of the cases where I think that the American remake is better than the original.
We talked about this. You made me watch it for a required viewing, and we both agreed that it was a laudable remake, but it's not remotely scary.
I love and adore this film.
It's Naomi Watts, isn't it? That's why you rate it high.
Oh, God, I love Naomi Watts so much. Naomi Watts her in this film is the most attractive that a human has ever been.
You've seen Mulholland Drive.
Yeah, she's so pretty in this film. I actually rewatched this film twice in the last week. So I was traveling for work and it happened to be on the Horror Channel and I was like, yeah, okay, I'll watch this. And then watching it reminded me that really this film is more of a thriller mystery than it is a horror. And I was like, you know what? I think Noose could be able to handle this.
It's remotely scary. Like,
I mean, there are
Ringu,
scary horror elements, but most of this film is her trying to find a way to survive, and in doing that, trying to find out what the origins of this tape are, who it is. It's like an investigative story.
We said this when we did it.
And
a couple of years ago, or whatever. It's 100% a mystery film, really.
Yeah,
that just happens to have a supernatural element.
I adore this film. I adore it. And I'm not going to besmirch anyone who tells me that I'm wrong and that the Japanese film is better. The Japanese film's fantastic.
Japanese film's better.
But it doesn't have Naomi Watts. And,
you know what it does have? Scary bits.
Yeah, but as I said, if you view this not so much as a horror film and more as a mystery thriller, it's top of that genre. And there are some scary moments. There's no jump scares.
Well, to be fair, those early J horror films, by and large, because the stuff that we'd never seen before when Ringu and Ju-on and these things first kind of hit
Dark
us.
Water, all of those. Yeah.
Speaking of films where the American remake is fucking not even close.
Yes. We rewatched that the other night too. The American remake of that sucks.
And I love Gemma Connelly, but wow.
Yeah.
But Ringu doesn't hit as hard now because pasty Japanese girls with long straggly hair is no longer a new
overdone
thing. Scary movies fucking ruined it. It wasn't close to my list, but I was considering Ju-on. Apologies if that's going to be in your top couple, but I'm assuming it's probably not.
It's not. Yeah. Because again, the Sarah Michelle Gellar version is superior.
I've actually not seen it. The only thing I know is that it's the only one of the American remakes that keeps the setting in Japan because it's the same director.
Yes. Yes. Which it's actually been a long time since I've seen it. I should rewatch that as well as the original Ju-on. Yeah.
Right. They're not as scary as they were, which is a shame. But one of my honourable mentions that I'll bring up is one of those early influx of Asian horrors, and I think it does hold up, but it's not in my.
Have you heard about this videotape that kills you when you watch it? You start to play it, and it's like somebody's nightmare. And as soon as it's over, your phone rings, and what they say is, you will die in 7 days.
Katie told you she was gonna die.
She told me. She said she didn't have enough time.
Would you say that I'm gullible?
No.
Easily rattled?
You're a little highly strung, maybe.
I watched the tape.
I'm not gonna get all worked up over some rumor. Oh, show it to me.
Miss Keller, I'm bothered by these drawings.
Why did you draw that house?
She told me to.
Who? Who told you to?
She shows me things.
Before you die, you see the ring. The images on the tape, they're leading us somewhere. Did she show you the horses?
Don't you understand, Rachel?
Tell me, miss, what is it you think you know?
Hello? Before you die, you see the ring. When you see the ring,
everyone will suffer.
You see the ring. The ring. You see the ring.
So I'm on number 2 now.
Number
Alrighty. Number 2. I am going with a film called El Orfanato, otherwise known as The Orphanage.
The Orphanage, yes.
From
okay.
2007.
Again, not on my list, but good film.
Directed by J.A. Bayona. Another gothic supernatural, really. And I was tossing up, and I didn't include both of the films because they're quite similar, but there's 2 kind of Spanish, original Spanish language films concerning orphanages that came out very close together, I think. But I think this is the better of them, even though it is the lesser known director. But that director actually produced this film.
Yeah.
So, they are quite closely aligned. But, I mean, I haven't seen it since probably about 2010 or 2011. But I remember it being one of the few times, because, we're jaded as fuck, that I've actually genuinely been scared sitting watching a film. It's super atmospheric. There's creepy as fuck stuff in it. It involves children, which is, they're always scary. I've got 3 of them myself. They're fucking terrifying. But it's a beautifully made film. I've not seen anything else that I don't think that J.A. Bayona has done. But I should check them out because this is a really well-made film.
Simón.
There are children who can see a hidden world, whose imagination opens their eyes. Disappearance. A dark place. And the games children play when they're alone in the dark. The Orphanage.
It's interesting that you spoke about it, us being jaded and it actually being scary, because neither my 2 or 1, and my 3, none of them are scary films. In fact, I wouldn't even class, maybe my number 1 you'd class as a horror, but my number 2 you wouldn't call a horror either. And I think that says a lot about what I like in a ghost film, because we are jaded and most of them I just don't find scary.
Oh no, are we going to cross over? Because my number 1's not a horror film.
Well, my number 1 is a horror film, my number 2 isn't, but I'm certain that this isn't going to be on your list because we have spoken about it on the show.
Oh, good, okay. Phew.
I have done an episode on this film before you joined the show, and then since then, you and I have started our own sub-series where we deep dive into M. Night Shyamalan films.
Okay, I know what you got.
Yes, I'm going with The Sixth Sense from 1999, which I absolutely think holds up. I think that this is easily Shyamalan's best film. I think it is a fantastic story.
They're very similar, and it's almost just got a stir of echoes. But
A Stir of Echoes was on my short list. Genuinely, I do enjoy some Kevin Bacon.
If you want Sixth Sense, but without all the Shyamalan, go see Stir of Echoes,
which from memory came out around the same time.
It was
as
just
well,
after,
so.
Which is why it just got slammed as being a rip-off.
But I mean, this is just a fantastic film. Some of the ghost stuff is actually spooky in this film. Like the entire premise is
under
fantastic.
The sheet.
Yes.
Oh.
The young boy, let me show you where my dad keeps his gun, and as he walks away, you see the hole in his head. Like, there is some fantastic stuff in this film. And Bruce Willis turns in easily his best performance. I think that this is a
Other than
great
Die Hard
film.
and Hudson Hawk.
So yeah, I mean, everybody I'm sure knows what the twist in the film is, but I think that this film works even kind of without the twist. Just everything that happens before the twist is still 100% worthwhile and really excellent filmmaking.
The best parts of this film are Haley Joel Osment and
oh
Ghosts.
God, he gives a fantastic. And I think Haley Joel Osment.
Like,
I mean,
I'd never thought about this. You could extricate Bruce Willis from this film completely, and it would still be a good film.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
You know the accident up there?
Yeah.
Someone got hurt.
They did?
A lady. She broke her neck.
Oh my God, but you can see her?
Yes.
Where is she?
Standing next to my window.
Baby, why are you shaking? Cole, what's wrong?
Did you ever talk to your mom about how things are?
I don't tell her things.
Why not?
Because she doesn't look at me like everybody else, and I don't want her to. I don't want her to know.
Know what?
I see dead people walking around like regular people.
I don't see anything. Are you sure they're there?
Sometimes you feel it inside, like you're falling down real fast. You ever feel the prickly things on the back of your neck?
Yes.
That's them. They get mad. It gets cold.
How often do you see them?
All the time. They're everywhere. They want me to do things for them.
I think that they know that you're one of these very rare people who can see them. So you need to help them.
What if they don't want to help?
I don't think that's the way it works.
How do you know for sure?
Is anyone there?
Look out! Please make them leave.
I'm working on it.
So there you go. So that's my number 2, The Sixth Sense. So we're up to your big finale, your number 1.
My number 1, as I said, it's a supernatural drama film, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
From 2017, written and directed by David Lowery, and it is called A Ghost Story.
Yes, Casey Affleck.
Yes.
I'm a huge Casey Affleck fan.
Rooney Mara.
Yes, yep. This again did not make my list, but yeah, excellent film. Yep.
I mean, it's
bit of a slow burn.
Oh, it's got A24 fucking all over it.
Yeah.
I mean, it is an A24 film. But it is such an original, thought-provoking, emotional film. On paper, it kind of sounds almost silly that you've got this couple doing couple sort of things. He dies. She covers him with a sheet, and for the rest of the film, he's got the sheet on with eye holes cutting it, looking like Casper. But at no point is it silly.
Yeah, no.
And it's. I kind of don't really want to say anything more about the plot because
there's
not a lot in the plot, and what little moments there are kind of important to happen at the point that they happen, then that you don't know about them. But I found it an incredibly moving, thought-provoking film. The things it had to say about the nature of existence and permanence and what's important and what's not important. I think I really, it's really. I don't know why it's not better known. I mean, A24 was.
I think it was at the
2017. A24 was already. They were kind of.
I feel like it was at the start of quote unquote elevated horror. I mean, this was before Hereditary, before that real big kind of boom that because now I would say 2 out of 5 horror films are quote unquote elevated.
Yeah.
A24 have become very, very big. You've got,
I think it's
Yorgos
also
Lanthimos, all these kind of filmmakers.
The marketing, everything about this made it look like a horror movie. The poster, it's called a ghost story.
This was even before Mother, for example, like in terms of like kind of yeah, because that was 2018, I think.
Oh shit, okay.
So this is quite early in terms of that art house horror kind of, and I think that's why it fell down a little bit.
A hard one to know who the audience. I mean, if you watch the film, you know who the audience is. But how do you market a film called A Ghost Story to that audience? I think,
and that's
maybe
what I would say. Definitely, like, don't give away any more of the plot. This is a film I wouldn't recommend it to everyone, but if you're listening to this right now and you can tell from what Dave has said that you like that style of filmmaking, go and watch this because, like Dave and I both think it's a great film. But yeah, if you're expecting a horror film out of a movie called A Ghost Story,
no, there is nothing in this that's going to be even remotely scary at all.
Yeah.
You might cry, but you certainly won't jump out of your seat.
When I was little and we used to move all the time, I would write these notes and I would fold them up really small. And I would hide them.
What'd they say?
They were just like things I wanted to remember, so that if I ever wanted to go back, there'd be a piece of me there waiting.
What is it you like about this house so much?
History?
No place like home. That's a business.
A writer writes a novel. A songwriter writes a song. We do what we can to endure.
She finds someone else. Leave me
We build our legacy piece by piece, and maybe the whole world will remember you, or maybe just a couple of people, but you do what you can to make sure you're still around after you're gone.
My number one is the most fun film on my list, and I love this film.
Can I guess?
Go for it. You might get it.
Has it got Michael J. Fox in it?
No.
Okay.
No.
Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
No. I'll give you a hint. It's not a Spielberg film, but a lot of people think it is a Spielberg film.
Okay.
And you can tell why, because this feels like if Spielberg was to make a horror film. It's really adventurous. It's very family oriented.
Do a lot of people suspect that he kind of did direct it, even though he's not the name on the ticket?
100%.
Yeah.
And it's 1982's Poltergeist, which of course was directed by Tobe Hooper, which is just about, again, it's a classic kind of suburban haunted house film about this family that is haunted by spirits who basically want to abduct their youngest daughter. And, it's...
didn't she, die during filming or some shit?
There's multiple stories about this film being cursed. Basically, all of the lead actors, I believe, died in the coming kind of 2 to 3 years of the film being made. There's all these stories... There's all these stories that... the scene where they're kind of in the hole and there's all the skeletons and stuff. The rumor is that they were real skeletons because it was cheaper than fake skeletons.
Wow.
I don't know if that's true
He's
or
the director of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, but so the prevailing kind of legend around the film is that the film was cursed, and there was a bunch of production issues. But geez, this is just a fun time at the movies. It has some scary moments, but nothing over the top. It's got so many iconic moments. You think even things that you don't immediately think of, like the kind of haunted tree out the window. That's like, there's just so many fantastic moments in this film.
The one in Evil Dead.
Yeah. This is just I love this movie so much. If you're listening to this and you haven't seen 82's Poltergeist, go see it.
I rewatched it, having not seen it since I was a kid. I don't know, probably during COVID. I binged a lot of shit then, as we all did. And I was surprised that there was still some stuff that was kind of creepy. I expected it to be kind of like the first Fright Night, or that's where I kind of had it pegged. But there's things like the fucking creepy that fucking clown doll thing.
Yes,
is creepy as shit. There's definitely some stuff in that.
There's some really, really great scares in the film.
I don't believe it's all Spielberg. I'm prepared to believe that Tobe Hooper was not prepared for this production of that kind of scale, and that Spielberg had more of a hand than a producer perhaps normally would. But there's too much creepy shit in there that I don't believe it's all Spielberg,
Yeah.
They're here.
Sweetheart, when you said they're here, who did you mean?
The TV people.
Do you see them?
Do you?
Something's funny going on here next door.
Mommy?
Baby, where are you?
I can't see you, Mommy.
The determination as to whether your home is haunted is not very easy. It might be a poltergeist. Would your family welcome a serious investigation of these disturbances?
I just want you to find her, little girl.
Your daughter is alive and in this house. A terrible presence is in there with her. I've never sensed anything like it. It knows what scares you. It has from the very beginning. Now let's go get your daughter. What's happening?
So there you go. So that is our top 10 ghost films. I think we had some good lists there.
Yeah, I'm happy putting these up for the vote because I'm happy with mine, and you've got some crackers in there. That will be a very interesting vote to see how it goes.
Yeah, nice. I don't have a huge number of honourable mentions, so I'll go first because it sounds like you've got quite a few.
I'm not going to read them all off. I'll do a selection.
No. 1960s, The Haunting, I think is great.
If I hadn't had The Innocents, that was kind of my other old classic black and white.
Yep. And the only other one I'll shout out, which it sounds like maybe you had on your list, but maybe you're thinking of a different one, is Paranormal Activity, which for the most part...
I didn't even think of it.
Well, the reason I cut it is because while it, for the most part, it plays like a ghost story, at the end it's revealed it's not actually a ghost, it's a demon. And so that's why I cut it from my list. But yeah, so over to you for honourable mentions.
Yeah, a few of the one that I had as my number 10 that I dropped out was The Autopsy of Jane Doe, which I think is a phenomenal film. But spoilers if you haven't seen it, and I don't think it ruins the film anyway. You think that it's her ghost the whole way through, and then it turns out no, she was turned into a witch and she hasn't been kind of dead sort of ish, but highly recommended anyway. Some obscure ones, a 2001 film called Pulse, which is an Asian horror film with the basic premise that there's a finite amount of space in the afterlife and it's tapped out, and so they all start spilling back in. That's a really good film, actually, and underseen, I think. Certainly here in the West, it probably isn't over there. An Irish film called The Canal from 2014.
I haven't seen it.
Which is I think it was a debut director, Irish director, but it's very, very good. A film from the year after that, 2015, called We Are Still Here, which was pretty creepy. The one that I was kind of referring to when I was talking about The Orphanage, The Devil's Backbone, which is Guillermo del Toro, very similar. Not as scary, maybe a better film, but less ghosty and scary. The Asian one that I referenced that I think still holds up is a film from 2002 called The Eye, where a young woman gets I think it's a cornea transplant, and that enables her to see ghosts with the kind of new eye. That I think is still scary. The Frighteners, but I feel like that's pretty well known, so I was trying to stick to more obscure stuff. Another Del Toro one, Crimson Peak, which if the plot wasn't very predictable and a bit silly, that film could be 5 out of 5. It's one of the most stunning looking films I've ever seen. The atmosphere, the set design, the production, everything is incredible, but the plot's just a bit lackluster. I'll skip all the stuff we've talked about before. The remake of House on Haunted Hill and the other Dark Castle one, 13 Ghosts, are both a lot of fun.
Yeah, 13 Ghosts. That was close to my list as well.
I've talked about it before, but I do love Beetlejuice. The one where the one that has a lot of ghosts, but the main thing's a demon, was Sinister, with Scott Derrickson, which I think's a fucking cracking film, but kind of didn't fit the bill. Almost everything else is shit that I've spoken about before. A Woman in Black from 2012 with Harry Potter.
Radcliffe, yep.
Very good. A film which I thought was actually... I need to rewatch it because my memory of this film from 2013 is that it's really effective and creepy. And I'd forgotten about it, saw it on a couple of lists. People don't think it's very good. Have you seen Mama?
I have not, no.
I need to rewatch it because maybe my memory is just really off kilter because everyone else seems to think that it's a big letdown and disappointing.
No, I did see this pop up online when I was searching this topic, so you're clearly not alone. I did see at least a few people on a Reddit thread throwing this one out. Because
it's Andy Muschietti who, regardless of what we think about splitting it into two parts, the first, chapter 1 is a really well-directed film.
Still a piece of shit.
But you've got him writing and directing. You've got Jessica Chastain, and you've got what's his name, Jamie Lannister, and Jessica Chastain looks like a goth through the whole thing. So I don't understand how it's not a classic. There's a weird ass Asian film from 1977 called House. Which if you haven't seen
classic.
That's like taking an acid tab and
it's bonkers.
Yeah, bonkers.
In fact, they're showing that here at our cinema. Dendy Cinema's giving them a shout out this Halloween. They're doing Halloween Takeover. So they have six different cinemas doing all-night marathons, each with its own theme. So like one room is like, alien invasion, one is haunted houses, one is blah, blah, blah.
Wow.
And they're showing houses as part of that. So... I'm really hoping to get
handing out mushrooms beforehand. And the only other two which I'll mention, which I didn't include because I've already had them in lists before. I think I had them both in when we did our underrated horrors. But Oddity from last year is a fantastic film, and an Aussie found footage film which is still one of the scariest films ever made, from 2008, called Lake Mungo.
Which that has also popped up on a lot of lists. Yeah,
possible to find basically since then. But if it hasn't already just come out, there's a 4K coming out. I think it might be coming out next month, which I will be getting for sure.
Nice. Well, that is our lists for this topic. We're going to come up with a topic right now so that you've got time to think about it, and we'll post it, in the next couple of days. So there's like a good week or so for you guys to What about we do? Okay, so let's think about it. Halloween. We could do top 10 vampire films.
Vampires, zombies.
Could do or just like monster films.
Mad scientists.
I don't know if I could come up with 10 for that necessarily.
Yeah, true.
Serial killers or slashers. Top 10 slasher films.
I feel we need to go. Maybe slashers will definitely do, but I think we kind of need to have Paul Priscilla and Jason from Binge on for that. It kind of feels wrong to have a slashers episode.
That'd be great to have both of them on, because I don't know if anyone out there who's not already following the Slashers podcast, they did just this week post a teaser that season 2 is coming. If you like scary movies, go check out the Slashers. I think it's the best scary movie podcast.
I think that's the first time I've ever come across a teaser for a podcast. I thought it was an episode. I put it on. It's like 4 seconds long, and then I got to the end.
It's really short. It's really short, and it doesn't give any info at all. It doesn't. I was expecting it to say when season 2 is coming or something. It's got no info in it.
It's literally just the intro sting.
But I think the Slashers is the best scary movie podcast out there. Season 1 was fantastic, so I'm glad it's coming. We should try to get both of them on. And I don't know if Megan's going to be on this season or not. Again, the teaser had no info, so I don't know. I don't know. Yeah,
so
okay.
We'll leave slashers. We'll do that maybe in the last week to give us time to organise it.
I mean, what about vampires
zombies,
or monsters?
I'm happy with vampires.
All right, let's do it. Next week will be our top 10 vampire films. And I think that's going to be a fun one. There are hundreds of those.
A lot to pick from with that. I think it's probably the biggest pool of all of the topics we could pick.
I'm curious to see how high Twilight makes your list, Dave.
Well, can I have the franchise, or do I need to pick one of them? Because I'm going to that marathon session that they're doing next month at the cinema.
Well, I know that if we were including TV, you'd have the Vampire Diaries in your list. So,
well, obviously,
yeah,
and the originals.
So that's going to be next week, and we'll get it up for you guys to give feedback on. In the meantime, if you want to get in touch with us, you can do that at pottymouthradio.com or pottymouthradio@gmail.com. Go and join the Facebook listener community so that you can get ready to have your say next week. If you're watching this on YouTube, then hit the things you're meant to hit, the like and subscribe, and you can go listen to this with your ears in podcast form if that's your preferred method. And we'll catch you next week.
Goodbye.